Okay, and right now I'm recording. There it is. There's this big corn picker that I'm standing beside the mechanic. And I didn't get out here early enough today to have him in action, but it's here that I'm looking at these two big machines, and it brings me back memories of when I used to work for the canning factory. Okay, I'm standing here with a mechanic that we were talking, and I just reminded him that I met him 25 years ago, and he lived over by Dean, and now he's over by Crystal Lake, where the great fishing. And what else is over there? Anything?
Good fishing and good boating.
Really?
Yep. A couple good bars over there.
I can't afford that stuff. But anyway, Jeremy is the mechanic here at, I think he works for Howard.
Howard Hartman.
And Howard Hartman is one of the guys that runs a lot of acreage around town, yeah. But anyway, I'm talking about the Sweetcorn here, and I want you to tell me what you observed here in this field. He's a guy that's a mechanic. Sweetcorn processes have changed in the last number of years. Canning factory stuff has changed. I told him I used to work at the canning factory, and I was probably 16, which was 100 years ago. And one of the stories I have for that is I was on the pea crew in the summer with running a pea cutter, and it was a international tractor of some sort, and we had the cutter on the back of it. And one time, and I think it was over near not too far from where he lives, we were doing fields, and we were told to go from one field to the next. And what happened at that particular day, it was really almost looked like it was going to rain, and I was told to go and open that field, which I went over, and or maybe they told me just to wait there. I went over there, and it was just kind of drizzling a little bit. And then the owner of the factory came over, and I was assuming he was going to tell me, well, go ahead and start cutting the peas. Well, he didn't. He just stood around a little bit and wanted to know what was going on. And then a little bit later, maybe it was several days later, I found out that some person at one of the houses or one of the neighbors called in and said, there's a dead man out under one of those tractors. And then that was the end of it. But I wasn't dead. I was resting. I wasn't sleeping either. And they said, oh, he's asleep. No, I wasn't. But anyway, what do you know about this Sweetcorn here, Jeremy?
For the most part, the field did pretty good. But with the amount of rain that we had, weed control was kind of tough. And there's a few ponds in the field. And on this kind of ground, I would really believe that to help retain more moisture in this kind of soil, this sandier soil, cover crops and compost would do wonders for this operation.
And you're fortunate this year that you don't have mud to deal with, like some years possibly, some fields.
Saturday was muddy.
Okay.
Saturday was muddy. It wasn't terrible, but it was muddy in here.
Right here?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but there was enough mud on the road that we got the skid steer and the broom out here and had to clean off the road.
Okay. I worked at the factory inside one year on Sweetcorn. That was a mess. But one of the things I remember guys working in the factory or out here in the fields, every once in a while, they would cook their Sweetcorn by putting the ear on their tractor someplace so it heated the ears up. All they had to do was, I don't know if they even had butter, but they used salt and pepper. But one of the things about this Sweetcorn, I think, is it still called cream style?
That's still what they do, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they still do the cream style. I don't know the variety.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is. I know there's a couple different varieties.
And we were just saying that years ago there used to be a canning factory at where? Lodi?
Used to be one in Lodi, Poinet, Arlington, Wanakee, Sun Prairie.
Sauk City, Reedsburg.
Yep.
But now it's just this one. And I also had heard that they sometimes would haul sweet corn, 80 or 90 miles away. They would bring it to here or to the factories.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they still do that in Cambridge.
Okay.
Seneca still gets it from a distance. We hauled snap beans one year for hard tons.
Yeah.
And we came out of west central Illinois.
Yeah.
And trucked them 4 hours north. Taking to Darien, or we took them all the way up to Cumberland.
Gee. Anyway, I'm going to close this here, and I'm going to show this to Dan. Dan will see you on this video. Okay, I wanted to say something. I have Jeremy tell me about his hat.
I have a light on the hat because I start at 3 o'clock in the morning, so my hands are free to check oil and machinery over and make sure everything is good to go for the day.
That's an interesting light.
Clips right on the bill. And then it just folds out just like that.
That makes it too easy for you. I suppose it's a pretty powerful light.
It is. It's like 100 lumen. It lights up pretty good.
Okay.
But for the most part, I don't even know what's up there.
GoPro, stop recording.